A groundbreaking cultural shift is underway across Iran. Months of protests against the regime have been brutally repressed by police, leaving more than 500 dead. Hundreds of girls' schools have seen their students hospitalized in a wave of poisonings. All the fear and uncertainty has left many looking for an escape. Thousands are now fleeing north to one of the only free and democratic countries in the region, Armenia. There are a lot of global geopolitical conflicts that are represented in this remote border crossing you see in Iran right behind me. You have Russia, which does a lot of trade with Iran. A lot of the weapons that end up in Ukraine may come through this area. And you also have Azerbaijan, which wants this corridor in order to reach Turkey and the West. And right in the middle of it all, you have this tiny country of Armenia, which is functioning as a safe spot for Christians and other Iranians who are fleeing persecution inside their country.
One of the things that people don't know is that Armenia is in the best location in the world for a country if you are doing missions, and it's bordered by Iran and Turkey and Azerbaijan. And also, if you go north, there's some Muslim areas in Georgia. So if you're wanting to see God's kingdom go, you're in a great location to do that from. And specifically in Agarak, it is the only border crossing into Iran. So it's a very strategic location for many people, but we're more interested in seeing that people know Jesus Christ. And so what we found is that almost every day you have thousands of Iranians that are passing the border, and they're stuck there at the border sometimes 2 or 3 days. And so we're able to engage with them in the gospel. Iran is still an Islamic republic, so it's not a democratic republic, meaning that the people in Iran are subjugated to the Quran and the Hadith, Islamic law. And in Islamic law, if you're a Muslim, it is forbidden to convert to Christianity. In fact, there's capital punishment, death, for that if you do that. So there's a lot of risks for the people there. But you know, if you look at Iran and you're looking at the missions world, Iran has the highest Christian growth rate than any country in the world, 20%. The second that I know after that would be China, which is 11%, compared to Europe, which is like 0.01% growth rate of Christianity. Iran is, people are coming to faith even though they know that it could cost them their life. There's at least 1 million believers now, and that's going to exponentially grow over the next few years. So they know that there's a threat, but they know that Islam does not have hope. It's empty, and it has subjugated them now for over 45 years.
Then right here you see this river. It's called the Araks River. And the Araks River is basically the border between Armenia and Iran. And if you go a little farther to the west, it's the border also from Turkey and Armenia.
And this is the only border crossing between Iran and Armenia,
That's
right?
correct. This is the only border crossing that Iranians coming in, they can come into Armenia only at this spot.
Azerbaijan has invaded Armenia several times, really started in 2020. And then again in 2023, they exiled, forcibly removed people from their homeland, a place called Artsakh. And the place where we have our ministry is only 30 miles from that conflict zone. And so we had hundreds and hundreds of families come as refugees to the region. So that's affected us a lot, but at the same time, it's given us an open door to share Christ's love, help with wood for burning in the fire during the winter, food, helping their living situation become better, encouraging them, and more important, that they know Jesus Christ truly. Because look, Armenia it's an amazing country, and it's a historically Christian country, the very first one, really, since 301 AD. However, with 70 years of Soviet oppression of Christianity and religion, the people here need to be encouraged to read the Bible again, to pray again, and to trust Jesus. And what I found is a lot of people have grown up as cultural Christians, just like I did when I was in Arkansas growing up in the Bible Belt. It's very similar. So people that truly know Jesus Christ and really understand what it means to trust him and what the gospel is are very few. But that's also growing here too. I want to be honest. It's exciting to see what's happening in Armenia. There's probably around 300,000 born-again believers. And born again is not some cultish term. That's what Jesus says in John chapter 3. You have to be born again if you want to go see the kingdom of God, born from above. And so Christianity is growing here in the sense of true people. People are truly following Christ.
So it's illegal in Iran to proselytize. So as a Christian, you're not able to go to Iran legally to share the Christian faith. And you're not even allowed to have a Persian Bible. It's illegal to have the Bible in the Persian language. So what we have found is that the Persians come to Christian Armenia, and they're coming to look for what Christianity is. Find a church, find a Bible, ask questions. And because this is the only border crossing and that they're able to, we find that thousands pass every single day.
And how receptive are they to the gospel?
Those that are coming from Iran are so excited to meet a Christian and to listen. And in fact, we have seen many, hundreds have come to faith in Jesus Christ. It's just that they need to hear. They need to have someone that is a preacher, an evangelist, to teach them and show them that. And they're so eager to read a Bible as well, as they're not allowed to have those in Iran.
But the journey can be full of risk. This bus full of Iranians caught fire while ascending the treacherous mountain road en route to Armenia's capital, Yerevan. Fortunately, there were no injuries. Even still, greater concern to those coming here is that even after leaving Iran, their family and friends back home may be in danger.
I myself, was beaten 4 years ago in Shiraz University because of hijab, because I took off my scarf. In Iran, women are, suffering a lot because there are a lot of rapes, a lot of harassment, and it is normal. It has been normal. No one understands that it is harassment, it is rape. No one understands it. They say it's normal. You're a woman, so you must obey.
As conflict in Iran persists, Jacob and his team are bracing for an increased number of refugees seeking shelter here. And while Armenia faces its own ongoing problems with Azerbaijan, more Russians and Ukrainians are arriving in the country, fleeing that ongoing conflict. And no matter where they hail from, Jacob and his team welcome all with open arms.
The war in Israel has impacted our ministry in the sense that the Iranians that become believers in Jesus Christ are very upset with their government's stance against Israel. And so we just recently had guests in here from Israel, in Armenia, and we had a gathering with maybe 30 Iranian people that were converts, and the Iranians just love the people in Israel. And they are said they would love to visit their friends. So it affects in the sense that the Christians here don't want war; they want peace. And the ones that are converting to Christianity that are Iranians, if Iran did not have its regime that it has today, Iran would be the best friend of Israel. I mean, the people in Iran really, really do love and respect Israel and love the Jewish people. And if they're Christians, they also want to see the Jewish people actually know that Jesus is the Messiah. So there's also that as well. So I would say that would be the thing that it's not really impacted, but there's a lot of heaviness of heart about what's happened since October 7th of last year and what's continuing to happen. People here want peace.